Dear students, so this session we will have a summary of the coordination concept. So in the previous sections, we had discussion about the techniques of controlling. So ultimately, in this session, the overall concept of the coordination will be discussed in brief. The brief summary will be discussed here. So we know that coordination, how it is very important in the organization. So many departments are there in the organization. So there is a need to bind all the functions of management. So we have the core management functions: planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. So coordination is not a separate function of management. Instead of that, it will bind all the functions of management. So it is very essential for synchronization of all the activities in the organization. In a family or in an institution, when there is no coordination, so definitely I think there will be waste of time, efforts, and money. So there are so many definitions given by various management scholars. So according to Henry Fayol, coordination is to harmonize all the activities of a concern so as to facilitate its working and its success. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಒಂದು ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕೆಲಸಗಳನ್ನು ಒಗ್ಗೂಡಿಸುವಂಥದ್ದು. So why coordination is required? So if you think in a reverse direction, when there is no coordination, so you will come to know the difficulties, consequences. So imagine that, for example, if you want to organize one event, organize one program, organize one workshop, if there is no coordination in the organization, so that event or that program will not be successful. So you will make a plan, you will allocate the resources, you will have the manpower, you will direct them, you will control them. But ultimately, there is a requirement of coordination. So the need for coordination demands in all these points. The first one is when there is an increase in size and complexity in the operations. So when the organizations will go in a large scale, so many departments will come, many activities will come. There is a need to synchronize all the activities. And second one, when there is a clash of interest, means so many individuals are having their individual objectives. So it is very important to take into consideration and to remove all the misunderstanding in the organization. Next, to bring the efficiency and effectiveness in the organization, to build the teamwork in the organization, and very important is to build the human relation, or we can say that interpersonal relationship. When there is no good relation in the organization between the subordinates and the superiors, or the management and the workers, So definitely it will hinders the growth as well as the performance of the organization. And it is the essence of management. So we can say that it is the heart of the organization where it will be integrating all the activities of the organization. And coordination will give a different outlook to the organization, and ultimately it will helpful in removing all the kind of barriers or solving the dispute or conflicts. Next, we will have the focus on principles of coordination. There are various principles of coordinations are given, especially here Mary Parker Follett identified four fundamental principles for effective coordination. First one is there should be a direct personal contact. Means a good communication is required between the subordinates and superiors, and coordination always should start from the beginning. That's called as early beginning. So from the planning stage only, if you think about coordination, so then you will get the better results. Next, reciprocity means it should be like a give and take policy. So whenever I think the decisions are taken, the subordinates involvement is very important there. And last one, it should be a continuous process. So coordination you can't take as one time activity, so it should be a continuous activity. And finally, we will focus on various techniques of coordination, or how we can make coordination effective in the organization. So these are the some guidelines. First one, there should be a sound planning. So if planning is done properly, so definitely it will provide a standard operating procedure or set of guidelines, so that there will be no kind of confusion. The employees will be very clear with their roles. Second one, simplified organization. So you make your structure very simple so that the employees, they know their superior, they know their subordinates. So it will be very easy to coordinate the activities. Next, coordination should be done by committees. At all the levels, coordination is required. And very important is self coordination is required. ನಾವ್ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಯಂ ಶಿಸ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. So if you follow the rules and regulation, so definitely I think there will be no kind of scope for any confusions. And communication system should be very effective. In the principles also we discussed that direct personal contact. So when there is a face-to-face communication, so all the ambiguity will be clear. Next, demands the effective leadership and supervision, and proper chain of command is required. And very important is cooperation is required. ಒಂದು ಸಹಕಾರ ಮನೋಭಾವನೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. And there should be voluntary coordination. So these are the guidelines. If you follow, I think the coordination can be made very effective. So ultimately in this session, the overall summary of the coordination is covered, meaning, the need, and the principles. Thank you.